Hello and welcome to our money series. We want to say thank you so much for choosing to tune in wherever you're tuning in from, whether you're part of Church Alive North or Church Alive West, or whether you're looking into joining us for the rest of the series. We just want to say welcome. We're going to be covering a money series called FaithFul and FaithFul. And I'm joined by a few amazing people and I'm going to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Emily and I'm a student.
Hey guys, my name is Tiny Manar and I am a married young adult.
Hi guys, my name is Nopa and I am an accountant.
Awesome, some awesome people joining me today. And we're going to jump straight into it. A part of our money series is not only looking at how to manage our money for ourselves, but also to manage our money for the legacy that we want to leave. And here at Church Alive, we have a vision, which is to create a legacy for the next generation. And it goes really, really well with a verse from Proverbs chapter 13, verse 22, which speaks about how good people leave an inheritance for their children. So it's very, very important to get a hold of understanding how to budget your money and how to plan so that not only do we benefit, but we leave a legacy for our children. So are you guys ready to jump into it?
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. We're going to be kicking off and we're going to be looking at the meanings of assets and liabilities. What do those mean? How do we get around those? We're going to kick off with assets. Anopa, do you want to tell us what that means?
Yes. So in business terms, an asset is something that has value that you own, which you can sell on for cash. So for example, the house you live in, okay, that's an asset that you own. And if you go to the markets, you can sell your house for more money. So that's a basic definition of an asset.
Are assets appreciating or depreciating?
Also, that depends on what type of asset it is.
Okay.
So if it's a car, okay, a car will depreciate over time. Okay, so that's an asset that depreciates.
Yeah.
Then with property, it tends to appreciate over time. Yes, yeah.
Hopefully. Otherwise, the drug dealers pulling outside your house and then the values flood.
Yes, so external things can
Okay.
that, yes.
Okay, cool.
Also, and is there any moment where we can mistaken a liability for an asset and that time it's a liability? Can an asset become a liability?
Yeah, sometimes that can happen. For example, if I give you money, okay, and I loan it to you, you'll owe me money, okay? That's an asset for me. That's a liability for you.
Sure.
But as soon as you start paying me more than I'm owed, then I owe you. Then that turns into a liability.
Sure. Easy. That's very interesting. And speaking about liabilities, Emily, do you want to tell us what?
Yeah, so liabilities are literally anything that we owe. So that can be loans of money. It could be if we borrowed our car from somebody, we have to give that car back or we have to pay off that car. So it's just any amount that we've taken that we have to give back.
All right. So we've spoken about assets and liabilities. Where does this take us next? Where do we go from here with this understanding?
Yeah, so the most important thing to do now is to make a list of what you own and owe. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's very important. So the things you own are obviously your assets. The things that you owe are your liabilities. So for example, the things that you own would be your property, your house that you have, your vehicle or car. If you're investing, so a fixed deposit is something that you own. If you like to trade assets, investments in shares and trusts, that's also, an asset to you. If I, like the example I gave you earlier on, if I loan you money and you have to pay me back, that's an asset for me. You owe me money. Okay. So that's things that you own as assets. Things that you owe, which are liabilities, include similar things. So for example, a mortgage, you pay that monthly. So you're paying the bank every single month because you don't physically own the property yet. So that's something that you owe.
And isn't that, I could be wrong, isn't that amount of what you owe versus what you own your net worth?
Literally.
Yes, literally, yeah. That's 100% correct. And that's what you have to do. You need to make sure you know exactly what you own and owe so you can determine where you're sitting financially. All right. So that's a very good point there. And another thing is, a bank overdraft is something that you owe. And, then there's another one, which is, financing for a vehicle. You pay monthly. Excuse me, your sketchy game. Very sketchy. And Emily will tell us why it's sketchy, because you're paying monthly installments for a vehicle, but there's a little tricks that some people don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the term for it is called balloon payments. Do you want to explain?
Yes. So a lot of people actually fall into this trap where they believe that if they take a vehicle out using the bank, slowly each month they'll pay small amounts. But when it gets to the final month, they have to pay this huge amount, which they are not always aware of.
Sure.
So then they're always caught off guard with that.
Yeah. Sure. So literally it's very important for you to keep track of what you own and what you owe. And you can do that practically in your workbooks. We've given you guys a table that you can use, and you can do it as soon as you get home, and just be intentional about keeping track and taking note of what you owe and what you own.
And I have to say, when we first got married, Jen and I, my wife and I, when we first got married, we like wrote up that whole list as well. And on a month to month, you always, the name of the game is to try to get all the stuff that you owe, like as little as possible.
Awesome. And I like how you mentioned the fact that any amount that we've taken that we have to give back. In summary, we can pick a word for that, which is debt. And that's something that a lot of people have to manage. So, Timon, do you want to explain to us the different types of debts, secured, unsecured?
Okay, yeah, sure. So the two kind of basic kind of debts is secured and unsecured. And basically how it works is secured debt is basically debt that's leveraged against an asset. So something that you can sell for cash. So for example, if you were to take out a loan, an additional loan, and you were to put your house as collateral. In other words, I can't pay this money back. And if I can't pay it back, then the bank's going to come and take my house.
Sure.
Which isn't the big step. Not ideal. But that's a secured debt. And then unsecured debt if it's not leveraged on any assets. So it's just a loan that I've taken out. There'll be a risk assessment on me, and I'll say, okay, cool, maybe this guy's got a credit score or whatever it is. And I'll say, okay, he's worthy to take this amount of money out. And the bank takes the risk on that debt. Whereas a secured loan, I take the risk out on that debt.
Sure. Well, this is helpful for me, and I hope it's very helpful for you. We're going to get our hands into it and see the practicality of these different things. What are the practical steps that we can take in terms of controlling our finances? And what are like the guidelines against certain things like credit cards and all of these different things? How do we start using this practically?
Okay. Yeah, I think there's a couple of things to really take into consideration. The first kind of thing, which I personally believe, is to avoid debt as much as you can.
Okay.
So, I mean,
what does that mean? There's no good debt? Does just avoid debt as a whole? Or?
Look, I don't think it's ever nice to owe anybody anything, but for some things, for example, a house, nobody's got 2 million in their accounts right now. So it's kind of a step that you might have to take if you are wanting to be a homeowner, is to take a home loan out from the bank or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think in general, the best is to avoid debts, because then you're going to get caught up in interest payments, which can eat you alive. And just having payments come out of your accounts every month, you get your salary or whatever it is, whatever amount of money that you get in. And just like that, it's all gone because you've got a million payments. You've got your car payments, you've got your credit card payments, you've got your closed account payments.
Yeah.
So I think as a general guideline, it's a good idea to avoid debt. I think a really good step that I personally believe in is growing an emergency savings.
Okay.
And that's something to keep you safe, because life happens, eh? And, you've got a doctor's appointment, you've got something growing in your arm that you must now go look at. And that costs money. You know what I mean? And, rather than being surprised that, oh, freak, life happened to me, you've got something that you can feel secure and feel safe that, hey, I've got enough money to take care of my loved ones, to take care of myself if that needs to happen. Maybe you lose your job and you need to pay for some extra expenses in a different month. Having that emergency savings is a very, very important and key part about managing your money.
Yo, that is really, really good. And I think it just helps overall. It's practically wise to have something that you can lean on whenever situations take not the best turn. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys for sharing such crucial things and crucial information with us. And as we close, I just want to share with you an encouragement from the Bible that ties into what we're speaking about here. It can be very difficult to handle our finances if we believe that we are the ones that provide for ourselves. But as soon as we understand that God is the one that provides for us, the way it says in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 26, the earth is the Lord and everything in it belongs to the Lord. So then what is our job? We are just stewards of what God gives us. And our goal is to steward the best way that we can. So I want to encourage you, as you steward what God has given you, and as you put to work all the awesome financial knowledge that they've given us, continue to give God praise. Take some time to read Matthew chapter 25, verse 21 in your groups. And while you do that, take some time to pray as well. Please, we are not discussing personal financial issues or personal financial information in our life groups. We're just going to be sharing. Yeah, I mean, I don't want.
got 2 million in the bank, dog.
House. I don't want to know that. We're just going to be sharing from each other from different perspectives what we've received from today's session. And if you'd like to watch the Sunday sermons as well, you can head on YouTube and watch that. We will see you next week.